Carmel Sepuloni.
Mr Speaker, to the Prime Minister, does he stand by all his government's actions and statements?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Yes, and especially our action to replace the Resource Management Act. Minister of RMA Reform Chris Bishop was right when he said on Friday that the RMA has become a vehicle to stifle growth, which is exactly why the government has committed to replacing it. It comes as part of a wider program of RMA reform running from Fast Track to Electrify New Zealand and other changes to existing legislation. It's all designed to clear away the barriers to the homes, the energy, exports and jobs that New Zealand so desperately needs to thrive. We're committed to it before the election. The good news is now we're all delivering.
Supplementary. Why did he remove Mark Mitchell's portfolio responsibility for firearms and give it to Nicole McKee? And what does that say about his confidence in Mark Mitchell when he thinks such a responsibility is better placed with a gun lobbyist?
I just say I have tremendous faith in Mark Mitchell. I think he's an outstanding Minister of Police and he's doing an absolutely brilliant job. I think he will go down as one of the best police ministers since World War II in New Zealand, actually, because what he's doing is he's getting police out on the beat, he's coming tough on the gangs, he's sorting out serious young offenders, he's getting the job done, and that's what's important. He's restoring law and order in New Zealand.
Mr Speaker, who is correct? Nicola Willis, who said on the 1st of July that an announcement about replacement ferries can be expected within the quarter, and then on Monday, by the end of this year, himself, who yesterday morning said by the end of the year, early next year, Matt Ducey, who said in August that an announcement was imminent, or Paul Goldsmith, who can't even commit to a decision this year?
I'll just say to that member, you're going to have to do a better job if you want to be leader of the Labour Party just stealing Tangi Utakeri's questions from yesterday. It's just a replay, and I just say to you very clearly, we are determined to get the right ferry solution on the Strait. What we're not prepared to do is take a $700 million project and turn it into a $3.2 billion project. We know what we're doing, we'll sort it out and we'll get a solution.
Supplementary question. Who does he agree with? Christopher Luxon, who said he'd march in the street to end modern slavery, or Brooke Van Velden, who has ceased all work to end such practices in New Zealand because that is just not a priority for her?
I'll just say to the member, that's another repeat question from yesterday. I just say to the member, the Labour government had 6 years in power. The last 3 years, they had an absolute majority. They were working on a Modern Slavery Act and couldn't even deliver it with a majority, an absolute majority. We're a government that has a big work plan ahead of us. We are clear about our quarterly activities. It's not something we're focused on right now. We may well be in the future.
Mr Speaker,
Just wait. Yeah, the House's sort of rowdiness could just drop a volume when a question's being answered.
Supplementary. Who does he agree with? David Seymour, who complained ACT was not consulted about New Zealand's position at the UN General Assembly and, quote, expects a more open dialogue, end quote. Or Winston Peters, who said he won't consult with ACT about UN resolutions.
Winston Peters is doing an exceptionally good job as New Zealand's Foreign Minister, and he is lifting the intensity and urgency of our relationships across the whole of the Indo-Pacific region. He's our Foreign Minister. He's doing a great job.
Supplementary question. Who does he agree with? Andrew Bailey, who endorsed the Grocery Commissioner's proposal to regulate the supermarket duopoly, or David Seymour, who called the same proposal outlandish?
What a petty line of questions from the Minister, eh? From the Leader of the Opposition or Deputy Leader of the Opposition today. My goodness, I just say to you, this is a government that's focused on the issues that New Zealanders care about, restoring law and order, rebuilding the economy, delivering better public services.
Supplementary question. Who is to blame for the coalition government's confusion and different views on fundamental government priorities and actions? Everyone else who he has blamed this week? Or is it simply a reflection of his inadequate leadership?
Sorry, I don't, it's amusing. I just say it's a bit rich coming from a deputy leader of a former government that couldn't maintain a coalition very well at all. We have a great government here. We have been able to actually put together three parties that are very united on the core things that matter most. The New Zealand public see it, they like it because we're getting things done.